Good morning. There we go. Got the music going. Hey, what's up, Inspire? How are you? Is all well in your world? Oh, shoot. I think my keyboard just died. There we go. It's back. Oh, I should probably alert the people in Discord. um, oh, nice, Uni. Yeah, so you're getting towards the end of the semester, right? You should be wrapping things up pretty soon. My day is going well, man. Yeah, pretty chill day. My youngest son is home from school today. He's sick, but other than that, yeah, pretty normal day. Pretty normal day, you know. Just getting stuff done. You know what I mean? It's all about productivity. Hello, Network Bib. How are you doing? Inspire. Yeah, finals. Seems too relaxing to imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I bet you've got like a counter down on the number of days. I know my kids do. They're getting ready to be done with school in like 6.5 days or something like that. Finals are just the worst, though. I'm not envious of your position, but I can tell you that you will get through it, and it will eventually pass this stage in your life of dealing with exams and finals. Although when you're in that stage of your life, it feels like it's never gonna pass. It feels like time moves at a standstill sometimes. What are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? Just take it one day at a time, you know? That's all you can do. Inspire. I have a counter till when I go back home. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you there. Yeah. My college experience was good. My college experience was not very traditional. I didn't live on campus. Um, and I really didn't do any of like the traditional college things. I basically just went to class. I basically drove to campus, went to class, got out of class, left campus. Um, and that was largely just because most of my life didn't revolve around my campus life. Like I had a personal training business, or I was a personal trainer at a gym, so I had a pretty sizable clientele that I was managing training, and then I also had my wife, or my girl. She was my girlfriend at the time, but soon to be wife. She wasn't in school, so there was nothing connecting me there to campus life. And then, what else? Oh, and then I had another job at a hospital as a medical scribe, so that took me off campus. So I was pretty much just like working a lot, and I was only on campus when I needed to be there for classes and labs. But it was good. I mean, I would go back to uni today to pursue another degree if it wasn't so damn expensive. College is just so expensive. It's unbelievable. Inspire. I didn't know you were a trainer. Yeah, I did that for a long time. So right out of high school, let's see. I think July. Yeah, July of 2011 is when I got my first personal trainer certification. I got it through the American College of Sports Medicine. And then I trained people from like age 18 to like, I don't know, age 28. Yeah. It's a big part of my life. It would still be a big part of my life if I had made some different life choices along the way. But I imagine I'll get back there. I imagine when I get older and I get my kids launched out into the world and they've got their own lives and their own things, I will probably circle back to that industry. Probably not in the same capacity. Like, I don't think I want to do one-on-one personal training, but I'd love to have a gym. I really enjoyed owning a gym. All right. Well, look at me. I'm over here just reproducing bugs and stuff, making things happen today. Let's see, 24, 46, what? 46. So good right now. Steven's channeling his inner Einstein. I wish I had an inner Einstein. Yeah. I mean, I wish I had Einstein's intellect. Um, there, I don't know. Just with anybody you look up to, there's always going to be good and bad, right? And so there's things about Einstein that I didn't like learning about his life, but a lot of the things he did from a work perspective, from a professional perspective, I admire. I think I've said this before. Like, I think the thing that resonated so much with me with learning about Einstein's life after I read the Walter Isaacson biography, and the thing that I think resonated the most with me was that, like, Einstein was just like a legit hustler, like a legit side hustler, like all the papers, those 4 papers he wrote, I think it's like 4 or 5 papers that he wrote that were sort of his greatest contributions to physics, they primarily were all written when he wasn't working as a physicist, which is just, I don't know, it's kind of cool, right? It's like he side hustled his way into being a physicist in a lot of ways. Actually, last night I needed my inner Einstein. Last night I was working on that Discord bot thing, and I'm in the process of trying to figure out how the hell I unit test the WebSocket connection. And man, I was going through it last night. I was up to like 1:30 a.m. trying to be like, how the hell do I do this? And I still haven't figured it out. But that's actually, I mean, that's actually the part of programming and coding I enjoy the most. Like when you counter a problem that really like forces you up against your abilities, up against your skill or the edge of your knowledge, and you really have to lean in and you have to work at it and you have to grind and you have to Google and chat GPT and you have to just hustle your way to a solution. That's like that's really my favorite part. Even though it's frustrating in the moment, it's like the most rewarding part when you finally find the piece of the puzzle that you were missing and it fits right into place. It's the best part. I'm going to say your name's either In or En. I think I'll just say In. Hey, bro. What's up, In? Thanks for stopping by and saying hi, dude. First time I think I've seen you in my chat. Oh, so you're one of those people, huh? I appreciate you commenting on my handsomeness. Your profile picture is just a dark black abyss, so I can't reciprocate. It's like my favorite thing is to like go to people, and I just chose this random. Oh, okay, fair enough. Not everything has to have meaning behind it. One of my favorite things to do with people who come into my chat is go to their channel, and literally, some people's channel is just like it's just nothing. There's nothing there. So go hotel Einstein. Welcome to the chat. Oh, that's funny. I get it. En Einstein. I like it. Ian, where are you from? I'm from Kansas, the United States. If you know where Kansas is in the U.S., that's where I'm at. And if you're even more knowledgeable about the United States and you know where Kansas City is in Kansas, Kansas City is the closest big city to us. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That sounds like a good idea. Sorry, my youngest is home from school today, so if you see me talking to somebody off screen, that's who it is. And how is the weather? The weather's good. It's a little hot now. I'm ready for us to go back to fall. It was like 80. It's been like 80 the last couple days. But better than it being really, really cold. So go Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Yes, this is This is a very famous synonymous thing with Kansas. The Wizard of Oz. Ismail. Hey, what's up, Ismail? How are you? Oh, at first I didn't recognize you. I recognize you from your profile picture because you've been in a lot of my shorts comments. But your name was different. Your username in my shorts comments shows up as Is Tyler. But your username here in my chat says Ismail Ahmad. So go double tap the screen to gain 10 IQ points. Oh shit, I need to go do that. Give me 10 IQ points. Please. Ismail, in what's your job? I work as a quality engineer. If you actually, you can type exclamation point LinkedIn and you can see, you can learn all about my job history and professional life there on LinkedIn. Ismail, awesome. How you doing? I'm doing good, Ismail. Yeah, man. This is it's a good day. I've been trying to eat the orange for the last 17 minutes and I've yet to actually peel it here. But yeah, life's good, man. My youngest is is sick today. He's home from school, but other than that, it's a pretty normal Wednesday, you know? Woke up, moved around a little bit, trying to get caffeinated, start the work day, that sort of thing. Doing work things. You looking for the remote? Yeah. It might be in the couch somewhere. That's the last time I saw it. No, Ian, I cannot read that. I don't know what language that is, but I don't know what that word is. I can't even read it. Also, if you're new here and you want to join our Discord, you can join our Discord over here. There you go. Hey, what's up, Ivan? How are you, man? So, Ivan, the other day we were talking about F sharp, right? But your username leads me to believe you might be a bigger fan of Rust. So are you more of a Rust guy these days or an F sharp guy? A little bit of both? And it's Persian, means hello, how are you? Okay. Are you Persian? And what exactly is Persian? Like what country? Cuz modern Persia doesn't exist, does it? That's like an old thing. Like modern day Persia is something in the Middle East, right? Oh yeah, modern day Persia, or according to Google, modern day Persia is synonymous with Iran. Oh, Iran. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I don't think we've had anybody here from Iran before. So that's a first. I thought YouTube was blocked in Iran. Do you use like a VPN or something to get around it? I mean, I could also be misinformed. Maybe YouTube's not blocked there. Oh, you're Turkish. Excuse me. I think Discord is blocked in Turkey. I'm not sure about YouTube. Is YouTube blocked in Turkey? But I think Discord is. Yeah, Discord is blocked in Turkey, but YouTube's not. Sogo, where'd you run to? What do you mean run to? Did I say I went running? If I said I went running, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I have not gone running today. Ivan, I worked as a Rust developer for a year or so, but I'm a functional guy at heart, so F# just matched my heart's pattern. Oh, nice. Very cool. Wow, a year working as a Rust developer? That's interesting. You don't see a lot of professional Rust developers, I think, these days. I mean, I'm sure it's going to become more and more of a thing. And yes, we just have to use VPN. Ah, yes, the VPN. VPN saves the world. What a wonderful piece of technology, right? Yummers, YouTube blocked in Iran? I never knew that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure YouTube's blocked in Iran. Yeah. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they are. YouTube blocked in China too. Yeah. Yeah, and China has like its own YouTube, right? What's it called? It's called Billy, I think is the YouTube alternative that a lot of people use in mainland China. Again, I could be wrong too. So if someone's actually been to mainland China or is from mainland China, like, correct me. I'm speaking on things I've only read about. Sogo, you said Iran. Sogo, you cheeky bastard. I tell you what, I look like such an idiot sometimes on stream because people make the best jokes like that, and it just goes completely over my head. I just miss it. Kevin, so many bad things in the internet. Government think so blocked. Ah, yeah. That's like so. It's I guess I can understand why a government might want to block things, but that's so antithetical from an American perspective. It's also very antithetical, I think, from an internet perspective, right? This idea of a free open web, that the idea that anybody would censor or filter or block your ability to access something, right? It's just I can't imagine like, and I guess it's different, right? If you grow up in a particular place, you never know anything different. But I can't imagine a world in which you have a large majority of like major websites that my government would say, no, you can't use those. Yummers, I don't know if it's just me, but I do see a lot of Chinese users on YouTube too. They all use VPN. Yeah, and I'm guessing a lot of people probably do the VPN thing, right? Like, it's kind of crazy though. You would think that like some of these bigger countries, they would have a solution to that, you know? But maybe it's not worth the effort. Kevin, but Chinese people are friendly. My English so poor. Oh, dude, don't critique yourself about your ability to write or speak your second language. Like, the fact that you know more than one language is impressive, because I don't. Most Americans do not, and it seems like every place in the world, everybody else knows like at least 2, if not more, languages, which is something to be proud of, regardless of how quote unquote good it is. Ivan, yeah, The jobs are rare, and I have been basically laid off because of how little rusty projects we had. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's something people always ask. Like, people will ask me sometimes in streams. They'll be like, what language should I learn, or what's the first language to learn? And it's kind of interesting because that's something you don't hear a lot of people talk about. But like, while Rust, I'm sure, is a perfectly fine language, and will probably grow in adoption over the forthcoming future. There's also this question of like employability, right? It's like you want to make sure you learn a language where there's actually the potential to be hired. I still think that's why JavaScript is such a good first language, or Python is such a good, maybe they're not quote unquote, the most grown up, right, or sophisticated languages, but for sure there's employability there in knowing those things. So I can't think of any US would block. Maybe Pirate Bay. Dude, the Pirate Bay, that's a wild story, isn't it? That is just like, that's crazy. But like, even then, it's not really blocked so much as like you can still get to those sites, right? You just have to know about Tor. But I guess then again, like, it's like, how are sites really blocked if people can just use a VPN to get around them? I don't know. James Brown, USA, USA. Well, James, I admire your patriotism, man. I'm glad you're proud to be an American. James Brown, is USA the best country in the world? I think best is very relative and very subjective, and you'd have to put a little bit more definition around best. I would say I don't know that I'd want to live anywhere else in the world. I feel extremely lucky to be born in the time and place that I was born, right? I just kind of, I didn't do anything to make that happen. It just happened, right? So I am thankful for that. I don't know if we're the best country in the world, but I'm very happy with where I live. Ivan, it's okay though. I'm looking for a C++ job now. I'm pretty confident I will find something. Yeah, C++ seems like has lots of usages, right? Probably more for like embedded stuff. Or maybe like native development. Oh no. Honestly, there's 6,000 new Microsoft employees that are currently on the market, and I'm guessing some proportion of them are engineers and coders and programmers. So the competition in our space, I think, just got elevated a bit there. I mean, it's wild. Microsoft reported 25 billion in net profit in April. In April, they reported 25 million in net profit, and they laid off 6,000 people yesterday. It was like 3% of their workforce, I think. Yummers, do you use Tor browser? I do not. I know about it. I've had it on laptops and stuff before. Like, I've experimented with it, but I don't use it on the regular. Ivan, I would rather say Java or C# better as a first language just because of their versatility. I think that's fair. I mean, I still think, Ivan, I still think JavaScript has Java and C# beat on versatility, in my opinion. Because like I guess if you only wanted to do backend, right? Like if you only wanted to do backend engineering, then yeah, Java, C# would be enough. But like if you wanted to be full stack, right, and just know one language, if you know JavaScript, you can build front ends, back ends, right? It runs everywhere. Yummers, my first language was C++. Oh, yikes, yeah. I've never written any C++ or any C. Kevin Yang, C is the best language in the world. Interesting. I've never heard anybody have that take before. Kevin, that's a first, man. I've never written an EC, so it's hard for me to opine on that one. So go, U.S. healthcare costs scare me from my outs. Oh, dude, I talk about this all the time. Like, it not necessarily on stream, but like in my personal life. Healthcare costs are the number one threat to me and my little family. Like, you know, if I got sick with like a chronic illness, let's say I got cancer, or one of my kids or my wife got cancer, um, or had some, you know, horrible, debilitating, you know, diagnosis or health outcome, like it would crush us, right? And like we're relatively well off financially. Like we have a positive net worth, we have some savings, um, but like just the overall cost of a, you know, if you had to do a year's worth of cancer treatments, like that would drain, right? I mean, and medical bills I think are still the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Medical costs, bankruptcy, United States. Let's do a quick check here. Yeah, or according to Google's AI overview, 2/3 of bankruptcies are attributed to health-related debt in the U.S., that's unbelievable. So it's like I always say this: like if you got sick in the U.S. and you weren't really wealthy, or didn't have, you know, a significant savings or crazy good healthcare, right? Like the best case, like say you get diagnosed with cancer, the best case is you get treatments, you live, right, or you put the cancer in remission, but you're broke as fuck financially afterwards. Or so that's best case scenario. Or worst case scenario, you don't beat the cancer, you die, and your family's financially wrecked. So I totally agree. Healthcare costs are just the whole healthcare system in the U.S. is just a nightmare. Like the fact that we live in like the most wealthy, prosperous country in the world, and yet people go bankrupt because they get sick is wild. Yummers. Personally, I like Python. It's such a good language to learn if you're just starting out. I don't disagree with you there, Yummers. I think that's definitely up there on the first language list in my opinion. I think the only reason I ever knock Python is just because, well, I shouldn't say you can't, because there is something called PyScript now. But I always say, like, you know, if you know Python, you can do a lot of things, but if you wanted to do app development or web app development, you would be kind of limited. Or not necessarily limited, just it might not be as easy. Voldy, I sprained my ankle. Dude, that sucks. Spraining your ankle is shitty. Make sure you do some physical therapy. You know, do the rehab. Make sure you don't want to just keep recurringly spraining your ankles. Ivan, well, you are absolutely right about JavaScript. I just don't want that to be the truth. But yeah, the infamous language made in 11 days. Yeah. It's always funny hearing the guy that invented JavaScript talk about JavaScript, because, you know, it's very clear, you know, that he was like, you know, I wrote this thing very specifically to be used for our very specific need when we were developing, I think it was when they were developing Netscape. And then somehow it's now eaten the world. It's something Brendan, right? Yeah, Brendan Ike or Eck. Yeah, imagine that, right? Like your bosses or your coworkers come to you and they're like, "Hey, we have this thing. We kind of want to make it better, but we need some type of like scripting language to do that." And so you're like, "Oh yeah, bet, no worries." You sit down, you create it, you know, in 11 days or 10 days or whatever it was, and then 20, 30 years later, people build everything with it. Voldy wifey made me some tea. That's awesome, dude. Hopefully that makes your ankle feel better. Hopefully that tea has mystical wifey healing powers. Yummers, write a program to eliminate cancer. Dude, fuck yeah. Fuck cancer, dude. Fuck cancer. Especially pediatric cancer. That's the worst, man. Yummers, Steven, what's your favorite language? Right now it's definitely C#, I think. I'm assuming you're talking about programming language. As far as written and spoken language, it's English, because that's the only one I know. But yeah, I think right now my favorite language is C. I've said this before, but like my favorite language is currently a C#. But if I could only write one language, I would pick TypeScript. What's up, Toad Sage? How are you? Yummer's got a good kick out of that. Excuse me. Yummer's interesting. Yeah. I think C# a wonderful language, man. I really think. I mean, I think if you wrote C# 10 years ago, and you didn't fuck with it, I understand. But I think you need to. I think you need to come. I think you need to try it again. Try modern C#. C# 14 is getting ready to come out. And it just keeps getting better and better, and they do a wonderful job with performance. And you can write high-level code that looks like JavaScript, and you can write low-level code that looks like some sort of C++ amalgamation. There's people who build web apps in it. There's people who, there's a database built in. If you guys have ever heard of RavenDB is completely implemented and built with C#. So you can do just about anything you want with it. I'm kind of a shill. I'm a shill for it at this point. But I think that's because I just think more people should give it a shot. Like I see all these people who run around, they love TypeScript. And in my mind, if you love TypeScript, you'll really like C#. Yummers, when I joined last, you were learning Golang. Oh yeah. I'm still kind of on that path. I haven't experimented much with it in the last couple weeks, but I'd still like to learn more about Golang. I'd like to learn more about Golang. I'd like to learn more about Rust. I'd like to learn more about F#. I'd like to learn more about Lua. There's just only so many. There's only so much time in the day, and I have this contention between learning new things, or building and applying what I already know and getting better at things I already know. And so I kind of have to balance those things with the amount of time I have to give to anything. Toad Sage, cursor versus NeoVim, vibing versus knowing what to do. Steven, your thoughts on this title of Primogen, which side you are on. Okay, so my thoughts on this are, I don't think the IDE matters. I don't think the editor matters. Use cursor, use NeoVim. use AI assisted coding or don't use AI assisted coding. I think the tools and the process should be left up to the craftsman, right? If I go to a home builder and I ask him to buy a house, I'm not going to dictate the brand and style of tools he uses. I think that's the same approach applies to people who write code or do development. If you want to build a NeoVim, use NeoVim. If you want to build with NeoVim and Copilot completion, do that. If you want to do Cursor with agentic AI and prompt your way to the solution, do that. The one thing, the side I am on is I'm not on the vibing side. Like I think you should know what to do. You should have knowledge of code. You should understand how code works. You should understand how the things you're trying to build work. And then after you know how things work and what to do, if you want to use agentic tools to do them, have at it. But this idea that you're just going to decide today, you've never written a line of code ever, and you're going to decide, you know what, I can rebuild Salesforce by vibe coding. That I roll my eyes at. So it says not IDE thing, but ideology. Yeah, the ideology. Yeah, I just don't like, and I know people are going to say, like, there's probably people who are going to play, like, word gymnastics. Like, they're going to say, well, that's not really vibe coding. But the vibe coding I see is, like, I see people who just open up Cursor or Lovable, and they prompt an LLM to spit out a bunch of code. They have no idea what it does, how it's wired together. They don't know how to maintain it or extend it. They're completely dependent on this AI with a fixed context window. I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in that. But if you're a knowledgeable developer and you like doing agentic coding, you like using AI tools to make yourself more productive, I say go for it. But I don't think that replaces the responsibility or the onus to actually know how to code, how to program, how to build software. In my opinion. I know some people will disagree, but that's my opinion. And I'll personally give you two anecdotes. You can go and see it on my GitHub. Here, I'll find it. I actually built this over the weekend. I'll link it in the chat. I built this package over the weekend. It's basically like an implementation of the .NET dependency injection container, but in TypeScript, so that I could have a similar experience in TypeScript projects. I wrote all the code, but Copilot did all the documentation. Like, I just opened up my repo. After I had done all the implementation, I opened up the repo, and I said, hey, Copilot, write me a nice README for this repo. It was awesome. It saved me a couple hours of my time, probably. All I had to do was review what it has written, and I was off to the races. So I think it's like, if you want to use AI tools, I don't think that makes you any lesser than. I think wanting to use AI tools as a replacement for actually learning and acquiring the knowledge, that is an issue. That's a problem. Toad Sage. Yeah, I know, because there is guys in my current team, he's a junior and uses Claude a lot. Yeah, and I think, like, I was actually thinking about this the other day about, like, when should you start to feel uncomfortable with how reliant you are on LLMs or AI assisted coding tools. If somebody sat you down in front of a fresh install of, let's say, VS Code with no AI tools, and they said search a binary tree, walk a binary search tree, or um, I don't know, what's another one? Reverse a string, or reverse an array, or like if they gave you like really simple tasks and you feel unsure if you could complete those tasks without the help of your AI tools, that's probably a good marker for the fact you become too reliant on the AI tools. And I don't think you want to be reliant. Like that you that's I think the key takeaway point here is like you want the AI to be a co-pilot or an assistant. It should not be leading you, driving you, right? See you, Toad Sage. Good questions, man. Appreciate you. Soga Hotel. How can you read his name? Oh, I just go by it based on his profile picture. So it could really not be who I think it is. But originally, his username was not in Japanese. Originally, his username was just in English, and it was Toad Sage. And then at some point in his appearances in my chat, he changed it. So I can't actually read it. I'm just going off of previous conversations. You okay? Do you need me? Okay. If you need me, let me know. See you, Sogo. Sleep well, peoples. Very magical. It's a quiet stream today. Well, I guess it wasn't quiet, but we had good interaction. Well, I think I need to restart my computer after the stream because it seems slow. Either that or I just have too much stuff going on at once. Ooh. Do you guys know that Code Cove got bought by Century? When did that happen? Code Cove, Century. God, that happened 3 years ago? Jesus. Shows how much I've been paying attention. These Microsoft layoffs are crazy. 3% workforce layoff. Like, if you thought the job market was competitive already, it's going to get even more competitive for sure. There's a bunch of people with some deep skills that just entered the marketplace. Excuse me. Jeez. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to dip a little early. I know I'm at 55 minutes, but call it an hour. I'm gonna dip out. I'll be live though, hopefully later today. I don't know if it'll actually be over lunch. It might be in an evening stream. Since my kid's home from school sick, it's kind of difficult to focus. So yeah, so if you're around later this evening, I'll probably see you then. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday. And if it's already Thursday for you, have a great Thursday. And I'll talk to you guys later.